Hello and welcome to Acoustic Review. My name is Ben Morgan Brown and today I'm looking at the Overhead Plus OF422 and the Puddle Jumper PJ410N from Journey Instruments. Both guitars feature Journey's patented stainless steel detachable neck mechanism and come with custom storage bags for easy transportation. The Puddle Jumper collapses to a carry-on size of 18.5 by 12.5 by 7 inches when stored in its bag, and it features a solid Sitka spruce top with layered African mahogany back and sides. It has a shortened scale length of 23 inches and a nut width of 1 11/16, and the body length is 18 inches with a lower bout width of 12.3 inches. It is available for £340. The Overhead is a larger guitar, collapsing to 22 by 14 by 9 inches in its bag, and features a solid Sitka spruce top and a solid Palfero rosewood back. It has a scale length of 24.5 inches, a nut width of 1 3/4 inches, and has a body length of 18 inches with a lower bout width of 13.3 inches. Other features include a Manza wedge styled body, an included passive pickup, locking tuners and wood bindings and rosettes. The OF422 is available for £599. Both of these guitars cause a bit of a stir in the studio today with their removable necks, so let's have another listen to them now, and then please join me afterwards for my thoughts. first thing I noticed with both guitars is how well designed the bags are. You've got plenty of pockets for storing accessories, etc., and the handles and straps feel sturdy and reliable. Opening up the bags, I was impressed by how well thought out the storage system was. The body sits in the main space with a protective flap that also secures the loose strings, and then the detachable neck slots in its own pocket built into the lid. It's all very practical. Attaching the necks for the first time was a little bit daunting. I couldn't help but feel I was going to get it wrong somehow, but it's actually very easy to do, and after taking the necks on and off a couple of times, I had the hang of it. You can remove the neck with the strings at tension, and sometimes the guitar is nearly in tune when you put the neck back on, but unsurprisingly I've found that more often than not I had to tune both guitars after attaching the necks, and that they took a little bit of playing for the tuning to settle down and stabilise. The quality of the woodwork on both guitars is generally high, although both bridges had a few sanding marks still visible. The bridge pins are sitting a bit high on the Overhead Plus model, and the design of the bridge does mean that the treble strings on both guitars are touching it between the saddle and bridge pins, but otherwise the guitars seem solidly put together. I found the tone of the Puddle jumper a little bit boxy, although as a smaller bodied laminated back and sides instrument with a short scale, that wasn't particularly surprising. The deeper body depth does seem to help with a little bit of extra bass. And the guitar's not thin sounding, but there are a few honky mid-range frequencies that are a bit too prominent. Unsurprisingly, the larger body and longer scale length of the Overhead Plus makes for a deeper tone, and the solid back no doubt adds a little resonance as well. On both guitars I was surprised at the sustain and volume available, and although I wouldn't say either guitars are the most sophisticated sounding, both of them certainly have a good enough tone for situations where you might not be able to take your full-size guitar with you. The included passive pickup on the Overhead has a full output with a good bass response and a dynamic feel to the trebles, and would serve you well should you stumble upon an amplified gig situation on your travels. Being passive, of course, it has the added bonus of not needing batteries, and I must say I was very pleased with its plugged-in tone. Moving on to playability, something I struggled with a bit on both guitars was the neck profile, which is a relatively shallow D with a flat back and noticeable shoulders. For my style of playing, I found the shoulders dug into my thumb a little bit. I had to readjust my hand position slightly, but of course other players might find it perfectly comfortable. The action on both guitars is quite high at around 3mm at the 12th fret, and I did find that made them a little clumsy to play, but there's plenty of saddle on both guitars for adjustments, and Journey actually include a shorter saddle with the guitars if you want to lower the action. As both guitars have a shorter than standard scale length, I didn't find the action to be as troublesome as it could have been, but I would have preferred it if both guitars felt a bit slinkier to play. Obviously, these instruments are aimed at those players who want a portable alternative to a full-size guitar that they can easily take on journeys with them. The detachable neck design and clever storage bag makes them very portable for sure, but although they no doubt result in a better tone, I'd be slightly concerned as to how the solid wood tops will hold out under more extreme conditions. If you were camping, for example, and they are exposed to high humidity for an extended time. Both guitars do seem very well built, but if you are wanting an instrument for more extreme conditions, it might be worth investigating Journey's carbon fibre guitars, although they are significantly more expensive. At £340 and £599 respectively, I think the Puddle jumper and the Overhead Plus are fairly priced. The Puddle jumper, with its compact size and shorter scale length, wins on the portability factor, but personally, I prefer the fuller tone and response of the Overhead Plus. The Puddle jumper is a good sounding guitar all things considered, but I thought the larger body and longer scale length of the Overhead Plus meant that I didn't feel I was playing a travel guitar. Until I removed the neck and put the entire guitar in a backpack, of course. I've got a camper van and I often end up taking a full-size guitar away with me in a hard case, which obviously takes up quite a bit of room. If you're like me and the thought of being without a guitar whilst away from home is unbearable, then both of these guitars from Journey give you a viable alternative to a full-size guitar in a much more portable and compact form. There are some compromises to be accepted with regards to tone. more so with the smaller Puddle jumper, but if you're looking to get your guitar playing kick from a portable and innovative design, then be sure to take a look at the Journey guitar range. I hope you've enjoyed this video from Acoustic Review. Please subscribe to keep up to date with new videos, and I look forward to seeing you next time.